Pain is woven into the fabric of every life. No path is free from struggle, no victory comes without sacrifice, and no growth happens without discomfort. It touches the strong and the weak, the wise and the unwise, sparing no one. Pain isn't personal, it's universal. The Stoics, those ancient masters of resilience like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, didn't see pain as something to flee. They saw it as a forge, a teacher, a tool to carve out a stronger self. Here at WisdomWavesAura, we're not here to sell you a fantasy of escaping pain. This is about meeting it with courage, rising through it, and letting it shape you into someone unbreakable. This journey, inspired by Stoic wisdom, offers practical truths, not abstract theories, to help you navigate life's toughest moments. Pain isn't a life sentence, it's a season. And in every season, you hold the power to decide who you become. Let's dive in. Pain is a signal, a raw pulse telling you something matters. The Stoics taught that the problem isn't pain itself but the story you tell about it. Marcus Aurelius put it sharply, if you're distressed by something external, the pain comes from your judgment of it, not the thing itself. This is a game changer. Physical pain, emotional wounds, loss, stress, these are realities no one dodges. No amount of planning or privilege can shield you from illness, betrayal, or disappointment. But what you can shape is how you interpret these moments. When you label pain as unfair or meaningless, resentment festers, deepening your suffering. When you see it as a chance to grow, it becomes a test of your strength. At WisdomWavesAura, we believe this shift in perspective is where resilience begins. Pain's meaning depends on how you frame it, drain or gain, it's your call. Discipline is key to handling pain well. Just as lifting weights builds physical endurance, facing emotional stress with awareness strengthens your mind. This doesn't happen by accident. It's a practice. When pain hits, resist the urge to run or numb it. Sit with it. Let it speak. Ask what it's revealing about your habits, beliefs, or attachments. Pain often exposes what you lean on too heavily: praise, validation, comfort. If criticism crushes you, it might show your worth is tied to others' approval. If rejection guts you, it might reveal your peace hinges on being wanted. These aren't fun insights, but they're gold. They pinpoint where you've outsourced your stability. The Stoics urge you to pull your focus inward, to what you can control, your thoughts, choices, and values. This redirection isn't a one-time fix, it's a habit built through repetition. Over time, it rewires how you respond. There's no need to fear pain, only to face it with courage. Let it strip away illusions, false ideas of strength or happiness tied to external things. Pain, when met with awareness, becomes a course corrector. It shows you what's fragile in your life and where you need to rebuild. Avoiding pain delays growth, creating a cycle of running from the very moments that could make you stronger. At WisdomWavesAura, we're all about embracing these edges. Where your comfort zone ends, growth begins. Pain pushes you to reflect, adapt, and act with purpose. It cuts through noise, forcing you to see what habits or expectations no longer serve you. Every hardship offers a choice: let it control you or let it align you with what matters most. Choose patience over frustration, learning over complaining. These aren't one-off decisions but repeated acts that forge resilience. Resilience isn't about luck, it's about practice. Composure grows in moments of tension, not calm. When you stay steady under stress, you build trust in your ability to handle life's curveballs. Pain often signals something deeper, a belief, a fear, a wound, that needs attention. Exploring these patterns breaks cycles of reaction. You don't need complex strategies, just honesty and focus. Notice your thoughts under pressure. Step back to see the bigger picture. You can't always erase pain, but you can choose how you move through it. Small actions, slowing your breath, pausing before speaking, acting with self-respect, build a foundation for growth. These choices remind you that you're not powerless. Your reason, values, and willingness to learn are always within reach, even in the darkest moments. At WisdomWavesAura, we see pain as a guide, turning hardship into a path toward quiet strength. Epictetus taught that true freedom comes from knowing what's in your control and what isn't. Pain blurs this line, tempting you to grasp at things beyond your reach. You can't stop pain from arriving, it's part of life's wiring. But you can control your perspective, your decisions, your actions. Acceptance isn't giving up, it's clarity. It's about stopping the fight against what you can't change and pouring energy into what you can. The Stoics focused on the soul's work, your character, your choices. External chaos shifts constantly, but your inner world is yours to shape. Even in pain, you can choose honesty when it's tough, courage when fear looms, composure when everything feels unsteady. These aren't traits for perfect days, they're forged in struggle. Every obstacle is a chance to practice self-command, to see where your discipline holds or cracks. That feedback is priceless, it shows you where to grow. Endurance isn't just surviving, it's mastering yourself through difficulty. Seneca compared life's challenges to physical training. Just as muscles grow through resistance, your mind strengthens through adversity. Pain tests your resolve, revealing your true principles. Under pressure, there's no room for pretense, your habits either hold you up or let you down. Enduring with integrity builds confidence. You learn your strength is real. At WisdomWavesAura, we emphasize preparation over reaction. Build discipline now, before crisis hits. Morning reflection sets your priorities. Evening journaling sharpens your perspective. Small acts, like staying silent when you're impatient or speaking truthfully when it's hard, create patterns of control. These habits make you steady when life isn't. Endurance also means knowing your limits without being defined by them. Sit with discomfort to understand it, not to wallow. Each moment of pain is a chance to clarify your standards and recommit to your values. Pain often carries shame, making you feel exposed or weak. The Stoics rejected this. Pain doesn't diminish your worth, your response defines it. Dignity comes from acting in line with your values, even when it's hard. Be truthful when lying is easier. Stay kind when you're hurting. Carry your responsibilities with calm, even when you're shaken. These choices shape your character and build trust in yourself. They also make you a steady presence for others. Marcus Aurelius looked to those who stayed modest in sickness, restrained in anger, composed in setbacks. Their example showed that virtue isn't tied to circumstance. You don't need to hide pain or pretend it's not there. Let it exist while keeping your words thoughtful, your presence grounded. At WisdomWavesAura, we believe your actions speak louder than your struggles. Dignity is the quiet strength that others remember, earned through consistent behavior, not perfection. Pain has a way of cutting through distractions. When life is easy, it's tempting to chase comfort or approval. Pain sharpens your focus, stripping away what doesn't matter. It forces you to ask, what do I value? What am I holding on to that's holding me back? The Stoics saw pain as a clarifier, a chance to realign with your principles. It interrupts autopilot, making you examine whether your actions match your beliefs. This reflection isn't easy, but it's powerful. It resets your path. When you suffer, ask what the pain reveals about your priorities. These questions don't erase the hurt, but they give it structure. They point you toward clarity. The Stoic goal isn't comfort, it's excellence. Pain reminds you that time is finite, that your choices carry weight. At WisdomWavesAura, we see pain as a wake-up call, urging you to live with courage, wisdom, and purpose. Emotions rise fast in pain, anger, sadness, fear. The Stoics didn't ignore these, they studied them. Emotions are signals, not orders. Fear flags a threat, anger points to a crossed boundary, sadness signals loss. These are clues, not commands. Emotional clarity comes from pausing between feeling and action. In pain, that pause is harder but more vital. Write down what you feel. Notice your body's reactions, your breath, your posture. This builds discipline, letting you choose responses that align with your values. Unexamined emotions make you unsteady, examined ones sharpen your insight. Pain becomes a mirror, showing where you're reactive or fragile. At Wisdom Waves Aura, we encourage using pain to understand your triggers and refine your responses. Over time, this practice builds a calm, structured mind, one that doesn't rush to react but chooses when to act. Resilience isn't a gift, it's a skill, honed daily. Marcus Aurelius started each morning expecting obstacles, not out of gloom but readiness. This mindset prepares you to meet pain without shock. Daily habits, reflection, physical discipline, deliberate speech, build a foundation that absorbs life's shocks. Resilience also means recovery. Setbacks hit everyone, but resilient people bounce back with intention. After a tough moment, reflect, what triggered me? Did my response align with my values? Rest is just as crucial, sleep, solitude, stillness recharge your clarity. Practices like journaling or breathing exercises realign you with your purpose. At Wisdom Waves Aura, we believe these small, repeated acts, choosing honesty when it's tough, staying calm when frustrated, create a resilient life, one that doesn't crumble under pressure. Pain can breed bitterness or wisdom. The Stoics chose the latter, turning suffering into principles that guide life. Betrayal can deepen your commitment to honesty, loss can strengthen your gratitude. These lessons become maxims you live by, making decisions clearer in chaos. Pain forces your values out of theory and into action, testing what holds under pressure. Document these insights. Apply them when tested. Over time, they become your default, shaping a life of precision and intention. At Wisdom Waves Aura, we see pain as a refiner, burning away what's weak, excuses, false assumptions, to leave only what's solid. In suffering, leaders emerge. Those who stay steady when others waver become anchors. Stoic leadership isn't about titles, it's about conduct. Pain sharpens this, testing whether you live the standards you set. A leader forged by hardship doesn't dodge discomfort, they face it with presence, offering clarity when others panic. This trust is earned through consistent actions, restraint, courage, honesty. At Wisdom Waves Aura, we believe pain prepares you to guide others by showing you how to carry your own struggles with integrity. Your steady presence becomes a beacon, not because you demand attention, but because you live with purpose. Every pain shapes you. What emerges isn't raw, it's tempered, strong, consistent. The Stoics lived their philosophy, applying it in every role: friend, parent, citizen. Life's noise, criticism, loss, failure, tests this strength. Mistakes happen, they're signals, not failures. Pause, reflect, adjust. Pain keeps guiding, pointing to where you need alignment. Mastery isn't perfection, it's direction, choosing principle over impulse. At Wisdom Waves Aura, we believe pain builds a life that doesn't collapse in chaos. It's not loud or showy, it's calm, focused, real. Let pain deepen your awareness, sharpen your actions, and clarify your purpose. Let it forge a life that stands firm, rooted in courage, wisdom, and truth.